Welcome along to Kings Meadow. We have some bonus midweek action for you from the WSL, and it's a London derby. Chelsea taking on West Ham United. I'll be watching this one in the company of Farrah Williams and Anita Asante as the teams prepare to take to the pitch. What are you expecting from this game, Farrah? Chelsea finally off the mark at the weekend.
It's more what West Ham do. I think, we've seen them start with a really high pressing games. I think if they do this today and stifle Chelsea's rhythm, it could be an exciting game. But also if they sit off, which they might do against Chelsea, knowing that Chelsea will dominate possession, I think they could frustrate Chelsea a little bit.
And Kings Meadow is a fortress for Chelsea normally. They will be wanting to show their fans and their crowd that, they're ready, they're back. And for West Ham, I imagine it's going to be quite a physical game because, after all, this is a London derby.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one. It's Chelsea versus West Ham United live for you on the BBC. The teams are now out, so time to hand you over to your commentary team. It is Rachel Brown-Finnis alongside Robin Cowan.
Thank you very much, Kelly. Good evening, everyone. Identical records to start the season. Chelsea have very much had the better of West Ham in the WSL era. Can Paul Konchesky's side follow Liverpool and pull off another early season upset against the defending champions? Two changes to the Chelsea team that beat Manchester City 2-0 here at the weekend. There's a first WSL start for French international Eve Perisset and a debut for summer signing Katarina Svitkova, who made the switch from West Ham in the closed season. Frank Kirby has scored in each of Chelsea's opening two WSL games. Two changes too for West Ham, who lost to Manchester United at the weekend. Grace Fisk and Abby Lee Stringer come in. Lucy Parker will join up with the England squad following today's game after receiving her first senior call-up. And we are going to have a minute's silence here at Kings Meadow for the much-loved groundsman David McKnight, who was the groundsman for the men's and women's team at Chelsea, who tragically died on Sunday.
Some of whom are here this evening. He will be sorely missed by all. We will now honour David's memory with a moment's silence, which will begin and end on the referee's whistle.
All of us at the BBC, thoughts are with David McKnight's friends and family at this very sad time. So the Chelsea players will wear black armbands in his honour. And we're going to focus on a couple of players ahead of kick-off. One still waiting to get off the mark, Rachel.
Yeah, and the form off the back of the last couple of years, her combination with Frank Kirby and Sam Kerr, that combination was so fruitful, wasn't it? Frank Kirby's done her bit so far this season. Sam Kerr yet to profit, although she mentioned off air the goal against Liverpool. Possibly, maybe shoulda, woulda, coulda stood.
We'll leave that one there. And for West Ham, what a great occasion this is for Lucy Parker. She'll be heading off to England. The Lionesses' first senior call-up for her, and just the second West Ham United player to be called up to the squad in their history.
And thoroughly well deserved. Chatting to Farrah Williams, she's worked her time with the England youth squads. She recognised the talent, and she'd been through that talent pathway at England youth, and she has got game time here at West Ham, and that is where often that step up is made, is getting minutes on the pitch, making decisions for yourself, playing 90 minutes, and certainly under Paul Konchesky, what better tuition she could have than him.
Tom Reeves, the referee, will get us underway. First midweek action of the WSL, the rearranged fixture after the opening round was postponed due to the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Gorgeous night here in West London. Perfect setting for top-flight women's football. All the players take the knee ahead of kick-off. Continue to show their opposition to all forms of discrimination. And so it is Chelsea who get us underway. And as ever, whenever you see a team sheet from Emma Hayes, you're always wondering what sort of formation, what system they're going to use. And I think we've got it wrong again, Rachel.
Well, you roll the dice sometimes, don't you? And just looking at how they set up, it looks like Eve Perisset will start at that right-back position in a back four, but that was Chelsea in possession. We know that they change in and out of.
Early chance here, Wrighton trying to feed Kurt. And just as the rhythm of the game played out against Manchester City, Chelsea had an early chance straight from kickoff on Sunday afternoon. Attempting a fast start here. West Ham would have been expecting that, and with a back five today, they'll need to stay strong, stay concentrated. And like the majority of WSL side, look to frustrate Chelsea.
I was just looking at an early opening, the run that Asseyi made on the inside, got between Millie Bright and Eve Perisset. In between that gap there, she was free and she was on. If the ball could have been threaded through to her, Chelsea had been opened up.
Here is Cuthbert, playing in a deeper role. And she's lost out here. Here's Brynjar's-Dottir. Could be an opening for West Ham, but that's not a great pass towards Evans. Buchanan trying to see it out. And has given away a corner. And not for the first time this season. Buchanan has not looked too sure-footed in a Chelsea shirt, so far at least.
Well, I'd argue she needs to get up to speed with the WSL, where she's previously played a football. Maybe she's had an easier time of it, but you can't be that casual and expect no one to catch you out. And this will be an opportunity where West Ham fancy themselves. Brynjar's-Dottir is a big target in the box for West Ham.
So first corner kick, and these are the opportunities that West Ham must capitalise on. It's a decent delivery. Brynjar's-Dottir, and it's in! How about that? Just over 2 minutes played. And West Ham, who have never beaten Chelsea in their WSL history, have a shock advantage. The defending from that, though, would have left a lot to be desired.
It's the obvious target, but Fran Kirby is trying to block Katie Longhurst at the back. Sam Kerr is marking Brynjar's-Dottir, gets dragged across by another West Ham player, out of position, no challenge on the tallest player on the pitch. And it's the simplest of redirections of headers for Brynjar's-Dottir, and nothing more than West Ham deserved from that breakaway. They caught them off guard, and they punished them.
So Brynjar's-Dottir, the newly appointed captain following Gilly Flaherty's exit to Liverpool. And you can see she's probably the tallest player on the pitch, but she's also got that aerial ability. She is such a threat, and that was careless.
Plain and simple, and Paul Konchesky's been in hundreds of professional games himself, and maybe he hasn't got much experience as a manager, but, well, he has, but not in the women's game. But he knows set pieces in a game like this where you're an underdog. You look at your strengths, and Brynjar's-Dottir is clearly that. And they will have practiced set pieces for exactly that moment. Maybe not thinking it'd come in the first couple of minutes.
Assistant to Ollie Harder last season, helped West Ham to their best ever points tally, their best finish, and now the main man this season, a lifelong West Ham United fan. And that's a bit sloppy. Sissoko steps in, big touch. Svitkova picks it up, and now Cuthbert. I think it'd be fair to say from these 2 and a bit games, Chelsea have yet to hit their stride. They were, I'd say, deserved winners against City, but slightly wasteful and also giving up a few chances as well. They haven't hit their straps just yet. That's a great ball for Kirby, trying to slip it through for Kerr. A bit too far in front of her, claimed by Mackenzie Arnold.
Well read there by Mackenzie Arnold. You could see the space between the goalkeeper and the defender was getting smaller and smaller for Frank Kirby to slip that ball through. She would have been offside, wouldn't she, as well, if that had have... Should have slotted that home. Bright start, Frank Kirby and Sam Kerr.
Here is Lisa Evans, who scored the winner in their opening game against Everton. Overlapping run from the Japanese international Risa Shimizu. Here comes the cross once again, this time looking for Asei. Chelsea defend their box more emphatically this time.
West Ham playing with great confidence. From Shimizu at the right back, they have 4 players in the box. Great targets. 4v4 at the back.
This could spell trouble though. Brighton finding a bit of space to run into. Ball down the centre though. Picked up by Sissoko. She's gifted those straight back to Chelsea, and that's a brilliant challenge from Parker. Flag was up anyway, but Sam Kerr was just about to strike that towards goal, and Parker was there just in the nick of time.
Yeah, it's really good anticipation from Parker. You can see that West Ham hold their line exceptionally well together. Sissoko had stepped out, but Lucy Parker in that widest of the 3 positions, as it were, holds the line exceptionally well and plays Sam Kerr offside. An impressive start defensively, just once they regain possession, West Ham to be a little bit tidier.
And Lucy Parker came through youth system at Arsenal, then went to the States, then came back to West Ham United. Brilliant season last time, and has been rewarded with a call-up to the England team. No less friendlies against the Czech Republic and most notably the USA at Wembley.
What a blockbuster that is, eh? Sold out as well, by all accounts. Should be a really exciting night. Chance as well to honour the Lionesses who've gone before this winning team of the summer. Just to say there, just on Eriksson, just left a little bit on her. Tries to close that ball down very well, and it's just the follow-through of Eriksson's foot when she clears the ball that catches Asei. No sanctions for that one.
She wasn't too impressed with that one, Emma Hayes, but I think she knows better than anyone that teams are going to have to get out Chelsea by being physical.
Chelsea are excellent in possession, so you want to try and deny them that, or certainly comfortable possession of the ball as much as they can.
Eriksson for Wrighton. Eriksson over the top this time for Kerr. That's a really good ball and another really good intervention from Parker. Well timed, it had to be.
And that's what Lucy Parker and Sissoko and that back 3 or 5 are going to have to do all night, really, is read the flight of the ball. She checked her shoulder, saw Sam Kerr getting across. And a really well-timed interception. No messing, good decision.
A couple of warnings, though, for West Ham, been turned. Those long balls down the flanks. Corner towards the near post, flick towards goal, and it's going to be another corner kick for Chelsea. Sissoko doesn't agree with that decision.
Zonal marking for West Ham. Sissoko on Millie Bright, but other than that, just defend your territory.
Svitkova, oh, she spotted Kirby with the little flick. And a really good save from Arnold. How on earth did you keep that out? Really inventive corner kick from Chelsea. Mackenzie Arnold at full stretch to preserve West Ham's lead.
As a goalkeeper, it's one of those funny ones. You almost jump twice because you expect a more powerful shot and then have to readjust yourself and make a really awkward save. And Mackenzie Arnold does that really well, watches the ball and turns it round.
A big deflection. Perisset this time. Miscue from Gura Wrighton and cleared. West Ham will try and push up the pitch now. If you are going to pull off a good result against one of the top teams in this division, you're going to need a little bit of fortune and be on top of your game. And Kenzie Arnold's already shown that.
She just watched the ball intently. I've been impressed with the organisation of the back line, certainly the back three so far for West Ham. You know, they relatively not too much experience all together as a three on a regular occasion.
Good challenge. That's out of play. A Chelsea throw. They try and take it quickly. Parker under a lot of pressure, but deals with it with composure. Finds Shimizu. Now Sissoko trying to get West Ham upfield. Asay. This is nice from West Ham, and managed to win a throw-in in the Chelsea half.
Asay is, I think, an excellent purchase for West Ham. Out-and-out striker, was pretty successful at Bayern Munich, as we're seeing Dania Brynjarsdottir as well. This is just typifies what she does.
Here is Kerr. Sissoko on the deck. It's Kerr! Off the post. So close.
And this typifies precisely what Sam Kerr can do as well. Just gets on the back shoulder of Sissoko so she can't see her, and then brings her run inside, takes her touch across Sissoko, who can't adjust in time. Oh, that's as close as it gets, really. And for Mackenzie Arnold, she'll be delighted to use the frame of the goal as part of her armoury.
That ball down the left side to find Sam Kerr has been a regular feature during this game. West Ham are going to have to be a bit more present to that attacking threat. Brynjarsdottir finds Shimizu in a bit of space now. Evans with a really intelligent run in behind, gets the cross in, side netting.
And again, the yardage that West Ham are doing to get up the pitch and support their team. That time when Lisa Evans was on the ball on that right-hand side, there were 3 targets for her in the middle. It was Asay, Brynjarsdottir and Kirsty Smith, who got all the way up from left-back. Just couldn't quite pick out any of those Lisa Evans. They'll cause Chelsea a problem if they can keep that up.
That's a big if, though, isn't it? That's been the problem with a lot of teams, is sustaining the tactical plan for the 90 minutes against the likes of Kirby, Kerr, Wrighton, who were just at the top of their game.
Certainly for the wing-backs, they can pick and choose. You know, they can mark up in the middle and still have enough players.
Again, the long ball towards Kerr, beautifully cushioned down for Wrighton. Wrighton digs out the cross, just evades Frank Kirby. Kirsty Smith will clear. Just out of play for Asay. Chelsea starting to look dangerous.
This time cut across into the ball, just couldn't really pick out a player.
Here is Kirby. And helps out for a corner. And they're getting closer and closer. Putting West Ham under a lot of pressure.
Well, that's precisely how Chelsea started the game, wasn't it? Put West Ham under a lot of pressure. West Ham got that counter-attack and made use of the corner to get that 1-0 lead, and then it's been all Chelsea again ever since then. West Ham are going to have to be resolute, put their bodies on the line. They've done all of that so far.
Here comes the corner, it's towards Kerr. Mackenzie Arnold came out of her goal. Buchanan goes down, perhaps a little bit too easily. The referee was unmoved.
As was I.
is Perisset. Summer signing from Bordeaux. Lots of play from Buchanan.
Yeah, fair to say in the opening 2 games and the opening 15 minutes of this third game, things are not quite just clicking for Chelsea, but they're knocking on the door tonight, as we saw already. Plenty of corners. This one for me, it's contact, but it's not a shove. So no penalty, correct decision. Great to see Ann-Katrin Berger as well back in action. It was against City, but that scare of a recurrence of a thyroid cancer is part of the goalkeepers union. It's great to see her back out here, not just for the quality, but also the constant combat of that.
Cross from Shimizu. Good defensive header away by Buchanan. Evans picks it up. Back heel to Shimizu. Now Stringer, Brynjar's Dottir. Flag is up for offside.
West Ham look dangerous when they're in that final third. Lisa Evans just gets enough space to be able to whip the ball in. They're committing numbers. And because Erin Cuthbert is playing that role just in front of Chelsea's back four, she's up against Brynjar's Dottir. Defensively, that is a mismatch in the air.
Just 2 wins from the last 8 for West Ham in the WSL. Didn't finish last season particularly strongly, but looking a good team to start this season. Many of the sort of mid-table sides looking to cause a few problems for the established top 4.
Yeah, well, I've been disappointed with the performance against Manchester United after beating Everton in the opening day. But then how quickly things turn around. Everton beating Liverpool 3-0.
It's been a fabulous start to the new season.
I had to get that in.
Of course you did.
At Anfield, Everton beating Liverpool, it was brilliant.
Former Everton and England goalkeeper Rachel Brown-Finnis alongside me today. Well, Buchanan, that's a lovely ball towards Kerr. Couldn't quite latch onto it, but that was fantastic play from Buchanan to pick out Sam Kerr. Just an inch away from getting onto that.
What a ball and what a run again off the widest defender's shoulder and from an outside in run. Can't see, the defender can't see Sam Kerr. Just that space ate up just enough by Mackenzie Arnold starting position.
Perisset again looking for Sam Kerr. Chest control. Sissoko does just enough. Rebounds to Smith. It's nice play to find Katie Longhurst. Lifelong West Ham United fan, and that's a late and strong challenge from Svitkova, former West Ham United player. He's going to get a word in the ear from referee Tom Reeves. Slightly unnecessary.
Yeah, but Katie Longhurst has been in this league for long enough that she fully appreciates she's been on, the committal end of plenty of those as well. She knows she wasn't particularly hurt. She knew how to do the foul. I think that's what Paul Kacheski's got now in this West Ham team, is a really good blend of seasoned WSL players, as well as integrating kind of the new signings. Sissoko's been here, I think this is her 3rd season with West Ham. And she's been an ever-presence at the heart of that West Ham defence.
Strong run from Buchanan, stopped by Assay.
Lisa Evans, Emily Stringer, Katie Longhurst, Grace Fisk, lots of WSL experience. He'll be kind of curbing the ear of plenty of those, with him being the newcomer as well.
Svitkova finding Kirby, and now Kerr. Assessing her options, Kerr turns away. And the think that was an effort, well wide. Nearly found Gura Wrighton.
She was not passing that, absolutely not. That was a shot. She's annoyed with herself now. She's a couple of chances. One that hit the post just a bit earlier, but they're giving her space on the edge of the box, aren't they? And quick feet there. She just works enough space on the angle. Tried to go across the keeper, but just dragged it too far wide.
Smith down the line for a say. Bright gets there first. Good pressure from a save, forcing Bright into the clearance.
Say's runs are just allowing West Ham to get from defence into the attacking third exceptionally well. She's checking her run and needing to come short when she can, when she needs to. She's stretching the pitch when she needs to. Really clever play from Asay.
See what West Ham can do from here. Still leading. That Brynjarsdottir header from a corner kick. Svitkova, lovely sharp turn, try and set Chelsea away. Kerr. West Ham win it back in a good area. Brynjarsdottir. And now Smith. Cuts it back and tries to find Brynjarsdottir on the edge of the box. It's a really good hustling and harrying from West Ham to prevent Chelsea from applying the quick counter.
Really good fluid movement as well. Kate Long has dropped into the back line. Kirsty Smith was still high up the pitch, ensuring that Chelsea, or they snubbed out a quick counter-attack from Chelsea.
Right, it's a good touch, but Lucy Parker, the good defensive intervention. Chelsea have won each of their last 9 meetings against West Ham United, unbeaten in 11 in all competitions. A wretched record for West Ham if they can get a result here at Kings Meadow, of all places, where Chelsea last lost in February 2021. Be an incredible result.
Yeah, but remember that the 10 years that Chelsea have had Emma Hayes for, West Ham were certainly not in the top league and were barely in existence at that point, and that's no disservice to the players, you know, who were at West Ham. They weren't under the Premier League club, and they certainly were not professional players, so they've come a long way in a very, very short time.
Parker being pushed deep into her own half, and eventually she wins a throw-in. No one really helping her out there. She did well. Shimizu trying to help it on.
Yeah, I think Lucy Parker's stint out in the USA, where the real focus, she'll be able to work with Paul Konchesky on the tactical side and the technical side, but focus is always on athleticism in the US, in the college system. She's certainly got that. Building on a, you know, they're saying about the tactical decision-making as an attacking wing-back. You know, she'll be looking to take the place of Lucy Bronze on turn.
Well, Lucy Parker had to choose between football and athletics. She said it was never really a choice. She wanted to play football, but that was the main aspect that Serena Wiegman picked out in her press conference yesterday, her athleticism. That's why she was picked.
Sorry, Robin. You look at Lucy Bronze, Lucy Parker is a right back, an attacking right back. Lucy Bronze, Farah and I were chatting in the van before this game. Lucy Bronze was a late developer technically. Has gone on to be one of the best players in the world, certainly one of the best right backs in the world. And you can see that Lucy Parker has exactly the same foundations.
It's important to say the van you're referring to. You're not having a side hustle, you and Farah. Women in Van. It is a place where we meet to discuss the game beforehand. It sounds like you two sitting in a white van, which I'd love to see.
It's how they shuttle us all around en masse.
nicely played West Ham out of a tight situation. But that's a bit sloppy from Fisk, gives it away. Strong challenge from Svitkova, not once but twice. And a corner kick for Chelsea.
Really good covering initially from Kate Longhurst, came as a Fisk was skipped past by Svitkova. Kate Longhurst recognised the danger, got across with the initial tackle, but another corner for Chelsea.
It's going to be Perisset, the outswinger. Again, looking for Kerr just over her head. Good clearance by Say, who was caught.
Didn't see exactly what that was for. Not a bad corner from Perisset, quite a deep corner. You see Pernilla Harder, she'll be absolutely desperate to get back out on the pitch after a hamstring problem that she's picked up. We can't argue really that they don't need her. You know, her ability to pick the ball up and drive from midfield, drive from deep, drive from you know, through players. She's so hard to mark, she isn't playing at any one position.
And named in the starting 11 for the Liverpool game the opening day, but pulled up with an injury, hasn't featured since. Sure she'll be staying at Chelsea over the international break and try and work to get fit again. Here is Fleming, Canadian international. Oh, Cuthbert. Lovely ball to find Perisset. Again, Essay with her press from the front, forcing Bright to concede possession to the Hammers.
She certainly knows her job, both in and out of possession, Essay, and she's executed it brilliantly. Given no time for the likes of Millie Bright, Eriksson, Buchanan, who all can be excellent on the ball, given the opportunity, which has provided an outlet for West Ham, and that's what they'll need, playing five at the back, maybe only having one up top.
Berger playing it short.
Good challenge from Kirsty Smith there. Spitka, a little shove on her. Chelsea worked it out well.
Lovely centre-forward play, laid it off for Kirby. Doesn't find the target.
Emma Hayes, she needed that one touch. That all needs to be one touch. Shimizu recognised it and could close the space, and that's why that switch didn't work.
Longhurst. And Shimizu. Throw has gone West Ham United's way. And Chelsea do not look the sharper so far.
I should be wondering really kind of what it is that why they're not quite clicking. There's a couple of new faces, you know, Perisset and Svitkova starting tonight. But overall, there've not been any monumental changes this season.
Slow starts to seasons has been a bit familiar for Chelsea. I mean, from their point of view, it hasn't really mattered, but I think as the league gets stronger and stronger and more professional years under the belt for every single team, it's going to be less affordable to do that.
Absolutely right, and as well as the Women's Super League, Emma Hayes' eyes firmly on Champions League aspirations, something she's not quite been able to achieve yet.
Here under a lot of pressure. That's well won back by Perisset, and Fisk just about gets a foot in.
There's Fist there, good covering again, but could she have maybe got it out for throwing rather than a corner? For Emma Hayes, you're knowing that West Ham have had 1, maybe 2 corners, and they've scored 1 from it. And Chelsea have already had far more than that and made nothing of them.
Perisset once again. First contact for West Ham, straight back to Perisset, towards Kerr. Brynjar's stuck close to her. Smith trying to clear, and eventually Longhurst does.
Fantastic clearance, clearing header from Brynjar's, took it off. Sam Kerr had leapt up, ready to make contact with that.
Chelsea up to go back, patient. Svitkova marked tightly. Fisk with a lovely crossfield pass for Shimizu. Now on to Brynjar's. Not quite enough on that for Asei.
First time I've watched Chelsea live this season, and it's just not as inventive as it has been in previous seasons. You know, when last season Erin Cuthbert's been kind of almost got the restraints putting on her, playing in this number in front of the defensive line. Seeing her racing up and down that right-hand side, cutting in, scoring goals from everywhere is brilliant to see. I guess with G and Drew Spence and Leupolz all not here this season, different reasons. Sophie Ingle on the bench.
Here is Reiten. The best goal-scoring season in a Chelsea shirt last time out. Eriksson swings it in. Svitkova stretching for it. Picked up by Perisset. No one out to her. Sissoko gets there ahead of Kerr. And the French international will make the clearance, but Chelsea come again. Here comes the cross. Fisk this time. Kirby. And now Perisset. Delivers low. Sissoko there to make the clearance again. Spell of pressure this from Chelsea. Kirby. Now Cuthbert. This time needing to keep their concentration, stay in their shape. Perisset into Kirby, just drifting into space as she does, but challenged, and Evans will try and thread it through for Asei, who's very isolated, done well to hold it up. Nearly played in Brynjar's. Real crucial header that from Cuthbert.
Yeah, excellent positioning from Erin Cuthbert. What a let-off really for Chelsea.
Fleming. Here's Reiten. Just wide. Collected it well. Maybe snatched at the chance. Another chance. Passed up.
She knows she should have buried it there. Shaking her head. Really good play from Chelsea. Finds a spare player just inside Guro Reiten. Just can't get it out of her feet, can she? Gets stuck under her feet and can't quite get the ball in front enough to strike through it purely. Just snatches at it because it wasn't in the perfect position. But really good build-up play. What a crucial header this is from Sissoko. Took it off the head of Sam Kerr. Absolutely brilliant defending. But Chelsea have started to find the gaps.
Kirby, space opening up for her. Sissoko slides in to prevent the through ball. Brynjar's. That's the only thing from West Ham is Asei occasionally a little bit isolated, but they're focusing on their defensive actions at the moment, West Ham. Longhurst closed down. Perisset scurries away, but that's a good challenge from Longhurst.
Well, she did well there. She didn't recognise that there were 3 players quickly swarming her in the 18-yard box. But Chelsea want to get back on the score sheet.
Cross towards the back post. Chance for Sam Kerr. And another opportunity that was close, but no cigar. Some incredulous faces.
Does brilliantly, Sam Kerr. Just hangs out on the edge of the 18-yard box here, looks for space, gets goal side of Asseyi, and does really well. Pure strike, good quality strike. Trying to deceive the goalkeeper, knowing that his body's in front of that strike. And again, nearly but not quite for Chelsea.
Hit both posts now, Sam Kerr, in the first half. Are we into barn door territory again for Emma Hayes?
Yeah, she was very unhappy, wasn't she, with that opening game. They lost against Liverpool. Surprise to everyone. Goalkeepers just had a chat with Kenzie Arnold about time wasting. Storm in a teacup, that discussion.
The viewers at home could hear you roll your eyes there, Rachel. All part of the game, isn't it?
It is. It's been so much talk about it in the men's game, and it's translated into the women's game. It's no big deal. Goalkeepers have been time wasted. It's part of our duty as goalkeepers to assist and dictate play, timings of play, field those lulls, help your team out when they've been at an onslaught, which West Ham have done.
Foul and free kick. It's all getting temperature rising a little bit, isn't it? It's a derby.
I'd expect nothing less. Exactly that. Derby. West Ham have got a bit of a point to prove. Chelsea certainly have got a point to prove.
Svitkova. Fleming was there. Runs out of play. A goal kick is the decision. It's a couple of weeks off for the WSL international break, but MOTDX continues on BBC Three tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Another healthy crowd inside Kings Meadow.
Great weekend, wasn't it, for attendances in the Women's Super League. Kings Meadow pretty much full. Then with the games at Anfield and at the Emirates being really well attended, new records broken.
Longhurst has won it back well, but run into a bit of a cul-de-sac. I don't think there's any need just yet, but West Ham could be a little bit braver, couldn't they? Opportunities.
I think they just need to, as they did in that, to get the goal, make it count when they do. They know they're not gonna. They're going to concede possession to this Chelsea team. But they're putting numbers forwards, and that's what you can do, is when you're gambling, gamble up, go all in. Commit bodies forwards, really cause Chelsea a problem.
Kirsty Smith, I should say, trying to put Perisset under pressure. You could hear Paul Konchesky's dulcet tones from up in our commentary position, urging his team on.
And that's a player who's all in, who we just saw before, Sissoko. Committed. Brilliant interception there, by the way, because that was flying straight through to Sam Kerr.
Having a good game so far, Sissoko. Commitment is the word to describe her, but it can sometimes get it into a little bit of trouble. Not a stranger to a yellow or even a red card during her time at West Ham United.
I think Paul Konchesky will see quite a bit of himself in how she plays.
Dottir just lost her footing. This could be an opening for Chelsea once again. Eriksson. Kerr tried to glance it. Wrighton's kept it in. Kirby, and there it is! Three in three for Fran Kirby. And if it was going to be anyone to get Chelsea back into this, it was going to be her.
Fantastic from Kirby, because you'll see now it's so difficult where she digs it out from. I thought they'd overplayed it, Chelsea, because they've not had that cutting edge pass, but poor defending, gets recycled back out and digs it out. You see how it sticks under her feet, and she's really got to pick a spot, and all she sees is the gap that's just over the shoulder of Lucy Parker on that right-hand side, who's covered the right part of the goal behind Mackenzie Arnold, and she does so well to pick that spot out, Fran Kirby. She's got a team back on track. Not the touch exactly she wanted it, but the poise to execute it to perfection.
Picks her spot and finds it. Another clinical strike from Fran Kirby. So 1-1 into the final 5 minutes, and West Ham will not want to concede again. This is where they will be vulnerable. Chelsea will want to go in at the break with the lead, and they'll feel that they can get it.
Yeah, well, they've had the majority of possession. They've put West Ham on the back foot many a time, but other than conceding the goal, I think Mackenzie Arnold's only had one save to make in memory of this game, so they've not breached that back line. West Ham have defended excellently, and that starts at Asai up top, Brynjarsdottir, all through the spine of the team.
Play from Smith, and then Evans onto Brynjarsdottir. Perisset dispossesses Brynjarsdottir. Now Kerr. Buchanan body checked by Asai. Advantage played. Referee made a note of that. Kirby going to slide it towards Sam Kerr. Parker there to clear up the danger. It's Brynjarsdottir. Smith onto Evans. West Ham required to win another corner, but not easy when most of the players in your own half.
Just got to be patient and keep closing down, not allowing Chelsea to thread the ball through too easily.
Sissoko onto Evans. Crunching challenge from Millie Bright.
Come up against each other many a time. Mr. Evans previously at Arsenal, on loan at Spurs last year, now at West Ham, found a home here.
A successful loan spell last season. Brynjarsdottir wins the header.
West Ham will be happy to take as long as they can down this far end of the pitch that we can't see from our commentary position.
Is that Kirsty Smith going for the longer throw this time?
It'll be Brynjarsdottir who she's aiming for.
Picked up by Evans. And now Parker, urged to shoot. And why not?
Yeah, she'll have another foot, won't she, today after being selected by Serena Wiegman. The first time being selected as a senior player. And rightly so. Real air of confidence about her performance.
High pressure from West Ham, but Chelsea worked their way out of it. Cuthbert onto Kirby.
1 minute of added time.
Into the final minutes. Normal time. 1 minute of added time to play. And the cross is a deep one, picked up by Kirby. Danger still not cleared. Perisset. Now Cuthbert. Lovely feet to work the space, deflected and into the gloves of Mackenzie Arnold.
Really good closing down though. I was watching as that building up, and Erin Cuthbert was free on the edge of the box, and you see Sissoko, as well, she gets dragged out to the ball, she does really well to just put a bit of pressure on, and then I think it's Brynjarsdottir who gets the final press on the ball, just enough to distract it and it'd be an easy one for Mackenzie Arnold.
A beautiful touch by Frank Kirby, is frustrated by the referee's whistle. Time was up. Another really entertaining first half of WSL action in this 2022-23 season. West Ham taking the lead after just 5 minutes. Brynjarsdottir with a brilliant header from a corner kick. Chelsea hit both posts through Sam Kerr. Frank Kirby eventually making the breakthrough with her third goal in as many WSL games. Rachel, I mean, again, this game has been competitive. Let's just hope we have a competitive second half.
Yeah, I think Emma Hayes at half-time will want more. She'll want more pace, momentum. You know, the one touch in midfield, that will take out kind of the pressure, because that's what West Ham are doing. They're pressing. Once you hold on to the ball, it allows the team to press you. And then in the final third, they have to be more clinical. That final ball has to be polished. It's not been good enough by Chelsea standards.
Still all to play for going into the second half here at Kings Meadow. Half-time though, Chelsea 1, West Ham United 1.
Yeah, we do enjoy a London derby, and that was a brilliant first half, Farah. Obviously got underway very quickly with that early goal from West Ham, but what did you make of the opening 45 minutes?
It's been a really competitive game. We said before the game, will West Ham come out and press this Chelsea backline? And he did just that and got an early goal from it. So they've started on the front foot and then they've managed the game in between. They've pressed at times and they've dropped in at times and made it difficult. Chelsea have been quite frustrated. They've gone direct at times, but have managed to get the goal back before the half.
It's exactly what we said pre-match, wasn't it? That West Ham needed to get in their faces to press early on, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, West Ham play to their strengths. You know, if you know you can't compete in other areas, set pieces are always a chance to capitalise, and having players with that physical presence gives them a chance. And throughout the game, they were, you know, gave intensity, they pressed, they harassed, and you can see it all started from pressurising in the defensive third of Chelsea. Here, 3 West Ham players getting around the ball, you know, trying to create an attack on the flank here, and then all of a sudden Buchanan's under pressure and is forced to kick the ball out for a corner.
It's exactly what you said that Chelsea wouldn't want West Ham to do and wouldn't expect them to do, but they did it, and they did it so well.
They did. They put them on the back foot right from the off, but we just highlighted here from the corner. There's 3 West Ham players just sat on the edge of the box, unmarked. You can see the 3 Chelsea players that are aware of them, but they're not actually marking. I wouldn't say this is marking inside the box. You need to be touch tight, and it just allows, they get confused, they get in each other's way, and then we just see a free header there, and it's a fantastic header. The tallest player on the pitch with a free header. For West Ham, it's a great start, but the corner was a result of a high press from West Ham, which you spoke about in the build into the game, that they've done so well this season.
Let's give her some credit, because that was a brilliant header. We can say that the Chelsea defending wasn't good enough, but she'll be proud of that one.
It's a fantastic header, and, you know, she's got physical presence. It is difficult for defenders sometimes, but, you know, you would expect someone to just put her off balance a little bit, because she has all the time to go and see the ball, see the flight of the ball and attack it and make that contact.
Wouldn't have caught Anita Asante giving her that much space, would we? Let's take a look at the Chelsea chances, because they did have plenty of opportunities before eventually finding the breakthrough, particularly by their Australian forward Sam Kerr. It did look like at one point it really wasn't going to be Chelsea's day, Farah.
It did. She's hit the woodwork twice, and I said there that West Ham have forced Chelsea into playing the long balls, and Sam Kerr will love this because she's very good at playing on the back shoulder, gets herself into some really good positions. She's hit the post once. You see her, she just stays alive here on the edge of the box. It comes from the corner. I think we'll see her second chance where she hits the post as it comes out. She's just alive on the edge of the box and hits it first time, hard and low, and it hits the post. And Chelsea are probably thinking this first 45 they're not going to get a goal.
Yeah, it did look that way, didn't it? But they finally got the breakthrough on the 40th minute, and it was her again. It was Fran Kirby.
You know, Fran Kirby, 3 and 3. She's just on fire, I think. And the thing with Fran is that she always finds herself in the right positions and spaces. And again, it's a second phase ball where it's a lovely dugout cross from Brighton, and she just digs it out from under her left foot and is able to just tuck it into that bottom left-hand corner. And to be fair, Chelsea have been knocking on the door throughout the game. They've had a lot of chances, and I was worried that West Ham were backing into their 18-yard box, and eventually, you know, they would break that deadlock, and they did.
I think West Ham here will be disappointed. I think the Grace Fist clearance wasn't long enough. It didn't clear the lines, and it just resulted in Wrighton on the left-hand side digging out across. And as you mentioned there, it's a fantastic finish by Fran Kirby, but I think the clearance initially, they'll be disappointed that they didn't clear the lines properly.
I was going to say, how disappointed will West Ham be, because they'd faced so many chances, they'd cleared them, and just 5 minutes before half-time conceding.
Yeah, they'll be thoroughly disappointed because they started off the game really brightly and disciplined. You know, we said all over the park, in each department they had intensive pressure on the ball, they defended really well in their box and cleared the lines majority of the time, and one miscue led to the goal.
I think that's just it. West Ham, in terms of defending their box, every first contact from deliveries that were coming in from Chelsea, whether it be a long ball, whether it be a cross, they actually had first contacts that were really good. That one chance that Chelsea get where they haven't cleared their lines properly, they end up scoring from it.
Well, second half still to come, but we're going to turn our attention now to the Lionesses, because in case you hadn't noticed, we are still very much enjoying that England are European champions, and over the past few weeks we have been reliving it with some of the Lionesses that made themselves legends.
It was just the belief that everyone had in us. You know, for me, going into a tournament, I've come close a few times in semi-finals, so you do start to maybe wonder that it's not going to quite happen for you. But I felt this was the first time, you know, family, friends, people who I was talking to, they were like, you know, you guys are really good.
I don't think I've ever stopped and just thought about everything. I still don't think it's hit me that I actually have a gold medal. It's the best summer of your lives. Like, it's the one dream you have as a player is to win a major trophy, not only for your club but for your country. I think it's the biggest trophy you can win, really. It was an unbelievable summer, and I think you have to look back on those journeys and see how, you know.
Literally just to see us, you know, come out on a stage and have a bit of a dance and a sing-along, it's something that I never thought would ever happen in the women's game. You turn up there and there was just so many people, and it was, yeah, a really, really amazing moment and a really pinch me moment as well, just because I just didn't expect it to be the way it was.
We did it after every single game in the changing room, so it was just natural. And then Leah just threw me the microphone and was like, go on, do your thing. And at that point I couldn't say no, everyone was watching. Been on stage with Rach and the rest of the girls, it was class, and you know, she sang her song, which we've done at every single game. I think every bus journey she's belted it out, so yeah, what moment to do it. The best thing is most people are saying, like, you've inspired me or you've inspired my children to get involved, like now my daughter's playing, and for me that's an even bigger thing to say than well done, because that's exactly what we want to do as a team. We want to inspire people to get involved.
The overall reception from everyone has been amazing. It's been really, really nice to see the switch in how people are talking about women's football, how people act around women's football, how many people have watched the game, how many people are going to watch the games coming up in the WSL. It's just helped a massive culture shift in the country, and hopefully, you know, we can keep building on that.
We keep saying about we want it to be bigger, but actually we need to, you know, just zoom out a little bit, and it's huge. Like, women's football is huge right now. We appreciate absolutely everything that's gone into the game and all the people that have worked so hard. I think what do we want more is for the summer and the crowd to continue, for that not to just be a one-off, for that to be the start now, and that's the foundation, and we can only go in one direction from there, which is to fill out the WSL games and really bring that atmosphere from the summer into the league.
And Fran Kirby has returned to the England squad, announced yesterday after injury. Friendlies against the Czech Republic and the world champions, the USA, at Wembley. Coming up, there are first senior call-ups for West Ham's Lucy Parker on the pitch tonight, of course, and Jess Park on loan at Everton from Manchester City. And on that note, let's head further along pitch side. Joe Curry is joined by a very special guest from the FA.
Yes, Kelly Simmons, who's director of the women's professional game in this country, is with me. Kelly, first of all, thanks for joining us. We've just been hearing from some of the Lionesses reflecting on that wonderful European win that we saw this summer. They're back at Wembley next Friday for the World Champions USA. It's going to be another wonderful occasion, I'm sure.
It's going to be fantastic. We sold out in 24 hours, which just shows you, doesn't it, the level of support for the Lionesses and where the women's game is at. And it's great as well because we invited all the previous Lionesses. You know, it's really important to remember the people that helped us to get to this point. So it's going to be a very, very special day, and of course really tough opposition in the World Champions. So great tests for preparations for the World Cup coming up.
Yeah, Serena's talked about what a big test it's going to be. It's going to be wonderful to see 90,000 fans at Wembley. But in the Women's Super League, domestically, we saw some big attendances in the weekend just gone as well. We saw record breaks broken at individual matches, and collectively 89,000 fans came out to watch games. I'm sure the FA are delighted. Are those the kind of numbers you expected to be seeing after that European win?
It is. We're really confident that we could get some really big attendances. We've got some great games. You can see tonight the quality of the product is absolutely fantastic. We've had a number of games in main stadiums. You know, broke the record at the weekend, over 47,000 for the Arsenal game, but 27,000 as well at Anfield. A number of clubs have seen their record attendance, so it's great 2 weeks in that we're smashing those records.
And how confident are the FA that those fans are not just come out for these big one-off games at big stadiums, but are going to come back week after week?
Yeah, really confident, because I think the quality of the product is everything, and it's fantastic, you know. And so I think the Lionesses win and the Euros showed the top quality women's football in this country. And what we've been doing is saying you can see this week out in the Women's Super League. You know, got some of the great English talent, some of the world's best players here, and so you know, it's not a surprise to us that people are coming out in significant numbers to support the Women's Super League.
Yeah, and plenty of fans have come out tonight here at Kings Meadow as well. Kelly, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the second half.
Yes, thank you very much to both Joe and Kelly. A really exciting time for women's football in this country. And a reminder, we've got coverage of the World Cup playoffs to come on the BBC on Thursday, the 6th of October at 7:15. Wales versus Bosnia on 7:35. Scotland taking on Austria. Then on Tuesday, the 11th of October, it'll either be Scotland or Austria taking on the Republic of Ireland, and Switzerland taking on Wales or Bosnia. Coverage of all of those across the BBC. Now, staying with international football, European football, I should say. Some good news for Arsenal fans and all WSL lovers. Arsenal have won their second qualifying round, second leg of the Champions League against Ajax. That means they're through to the group stage. It was Viviana Miedema on target there, so some really good news for Jonas Eidevall and their team. Farah and Anita are still alongside me. That's brilliant news, isn't it, to see Arsenal into the group stages?
It's great news. We want all of our top teams representing our league on the biggest stage, and Arsenal, you know, they had a tough home fixture against Ajax, you know, drawing 2-2, so to go away and not concede and get that goal, they'll be really pleased with that.
Especially since, you know, they had a lot of chances in the away leg and they really should have won that. But it's great to see them get a clean sheet, get through to the group stage, and that's, you know, their next phase of their journey.
And as I said as well, it's just good for the WSL, isn't it, to have Arsenal in the Champions League?
Yeah, absolutely. And they're a club that want to go for all trophies. You know, they haven't won a trophy since 2019. So this is an important step for them as well.
Yeah, congratulations to Jonas Eidevall and his Arsenal side. Now, there is plenty more sport coming up for you on the BBC. Tomorrow, 8 p.m, BBC 3 MOTDX returns as it does every Thursday. And on Sunday, it is this.
Come together for a marathon of fun and unity. Come together for the London Marathon. Watch live Sunday the 2nd of October on BBC Two and iPlayer.
Well, that is Sunday night. Here's a reminder of what's happened here tonight so far.
Chelsea have very much had the better of West Ham in the WSL era. Can Paul Konchesky's side pull off another early season upset? It's a decent delivery. Ross Dottir, and it's in! How about that? But how on earth does she keep that out? It's Kerr! Post. Chelsea not the sharper so far. Kirby! And there it is!
Well, the second half is about to get underway. Time to hand you back to your commentary team, Rachel Brown-Finnis and Robin Cowan.
Thank you, Kelly. See Emma Hayes deep in. Thank you very much, Kelly. You can see Emma Hayes deep in conversation with her coaching staff. Ahead of kick-off for the second half here. It's the Hammers who get us underway for the second half. And Chelsea did have a lot of chances. Frank Kirby was the one that took it, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, it was just that chance of being clinical that they'd lacked. You said Sam Kerr hit the post twice. They'd had chances, just not had a little bit of poise, that breath, time to compose themselves. Frank Kirby did that excellently and executed. Got their team back in it for half-time.
Cope without Frank Kirby for majority of the second half of last season. But she did manage to return for that joyous summer for the Lionesses.
Yeah, not a bit part either. It was every single game. She was a key part of that success, as were all 23. But Frank Kirby, the goals, the contributions, link-up play. It was the old Frank Kirby, wasn't it, that we were used to seeing. So Chelsea would be glad to have her back, it's certainly in that top form that she showed this summer.
Actually, West Ham, one of the teams that Frank Kirby hadn't scored against in the Women's Super League. So she can add that to her collection, tick that one off the list. Good start from West Ham, this. Trying to start higher up the pitch. Buchanan fires it towards Sam Kerr. It's an awkward one for Sissoko. The goalkeeper would just get ahead of Kerr there. Excellent turn from Wrighton. And she was fouled by Sissoko. She tried to play the 1-2 with Kerr. And it is going to be the first booking of the game, and I'm not sure too many would have bet against it being Hawa Sissoko.
Well, and Sissoko doesn't argue either. She knows that it was a late tackle. She didn't make a lot of contact with the Chelsea player, thankfully. She hurdled her, expecting that late tackle. See there on Gura Wrighton, it was very late, and Wrighton did the sensible thing.
I don't think she could complain about that one.
This is where Chelsea will want to be better. Final third, really, you know, why have they won the Women's Super League for 3 seasons in a row? It's because they're the best players. They need to start executing these final bits of polished balls just like that.
Perisset delivers towards Bright, sends it wide.
It's a really good in-swinging ball from Perisset, and as you said, Millie Bright will be disappointed. You can see her reaction, gets up really well. shoulder to shoulder with Lucy Parker, her England teammate. Lucy Parker does just enough to not let her have a completely free header, but Millie Bright knows she'll want to score, add that to her repertoire as well, scoring more goals.
2 years since her last WSL one. Here's Eriksson, Swedish international. Here's Fleming. On to Kirby, space over on the far side. Deep cross, Wrighton cushions it, but can't find a blue shirt.
Fancied Guru Wrighton to strike at that. You could see she just peeled off at the back post and given herself plenty of space. Was it the right decision? Question that. Was it a bit of overplay, possibly?
Only the third game of the WSL season. But will strike a big psychological blow to Chelsea, for Arsenal especially, and the rivals if Chelsea can't go on to win this one. Still looking dangerous. Here's Svitkova towards Kerr. Another opportunity goes begging.
Excellent run from Kadisha Buchanan, new signing this summer, Canadian international. Steps out of defence, joins in with the attack. Decent ball into the box, and another chance for Sam Kerr. Another one that she knows on another day will be buried in the back of the net. Sam Kerr could have had 3 goals tonight.
Still notable absentees in the Chelsea lineup. Nilla Harder, 15 goals in all competitions last season. It's a save against Buchanan. Good battle between those two. Five times Champions League winner with Lyon, Kadisha Buchanan. Slightly unusually from a Chelsea point of view, she's been thrown straight in. Emma Hayes regularly signs new players and then takes her time in bedding them in. So clearly has a lot of faith in her.
Yeah, because it was Nick Nowen, really, wasn't it, who came at the end of, or came in last season and plugged that gap at the back for Chelsea. That's the spot who she's taken. Kadisha Buchanan, and then superseded her Dutch rival.
Just gave a penalty away against Liverpool. Possibly could have given one away against City. And gave the corner away from which West Ham scored. The opening few minutes of this game. But no doubting her quality. We said the same thing about Sam Kerr. I remember when she first arrived and missed chance after chance. And fair to say, that didn't last.
She started.
The drop of the shoulder, the pull back is well defended by Sissoko. Stringer's clearance though, straight back to Millie Bright. Good interception from Stringer. Dottir can't control.
Just looking at the matchup with Lucy Graham and Sam Kerr, what a great opportunity to learn.
Ooh, back pass from Stringer. Put Arnold under pressure.
Dealt with really well by Mackenzie Arnold. She's alert to it, ensuring she's on the front foot. If you're caught square as a goalkeeper, you've got to put your foot back to set off. And she is in that kind of sprint starter stance. Allows to be on that front foot and clear well.
Chelsea now attempting to move West Ham around. A lovely touch from Kirby on the half turn. Svitkova. Cross is closed down, and second attempt is gathered by Arnold.
You see the West Ham fans. Svitkova did really well there, but sorry, the West Ham backline are ambling out now. Svitkova couldn't quite direct it away from the goalkeeper. Came to nothing. Up against her old team, I think she's done a pretty good job on this right-hand side, Svitkova, for Chelsea.
His first minutes in a Chelsea shirt, Czech Republic international. Cuthbert tackled from behind. And incredulous at the suggestion that she dived. I don't think that's in her repertoire.
She had eyes on that the whole time, Sissoko. The delivery from Eriksson, watching the flight of the ball, judged it perfectly. Not sure she was heading back to a goalkeeper, but we'll give her that one.
Whatever works. Here comes Lisa Evans, 2 for company. Get around Perisset. Can't quite find her teammate. Good carrier of the ball, Lisa Evans. Interception by Assay. Can't keep hold of it. Chelsea win it back quickly. And Kirby's lost it now. Assay. Not too many options. He's forced to go back.
It's really good pressing from West Ham. Stringer and Longer set the press. Allowed Assay to win that ball back, gain possession for West Ham. Really well organised.
Good passing move from West Ham. Might end in something here. Smith's cross cleared by Svitkova. Kirby manages to poke it through for Kerr. Kirby, flag has stayed down. Waiting for a late run, perhaps. Finds Kerr. Cuthbert's unmarked. Fans wanted her to shoot, instead it's Perisset, and now Svitkova. Deflected cross, and corner kick for Chelsea.
Good possession, good build-up from Chelsea. Erin Cuthbert, I thought, could have pulled the trigger on that. It was cut back to her on the edge of the box. Crying out for that. But another corner for Chelsea. As brightly as West Ham started, like they did in the first half. Chelsea ground them down.
Short corner. Kerr. And well marked. Right and back into the mix, and this is a bit of a mess, and it's in. Sam Kerr will claim her first of the season. A real comedy of errors at the back for West Ham United, and Chelsea lead. Pinball in the area, and it's ended up in the back of the net.
Well, that'll build a confidence somewhat, albeit a 3-yard tap-in. I'm talking about how Chelsea's starting to assert the dominance. Good defensive jump from Stringer, but then it just bounces off, doesn't it? Off Eriksson, who has the tenacity to close Sissoko down. Brynjar's Dottir, and it just falls, as it inevitably does to these world-class strikers. The right time, the right place. Sam Kerr, even tonight, was not going to miss from there.
Off the mark. Sam Kerr, first of the season. Just too congested, wasn't it? Trying to clear it. Don't know where it's going to go. And inevitably, does fall for prolific striker.
It's so frustrating when you've done everything together well as a team and, you know, a calamitous miscommunication or everyone trying too hard. Feel hard done to.
Well, Chelsea in front. And West Ham need to respond again. Say sandwiched. Advantage played. And West Ham have a few options here. Evans. Stringer. Here is a say. A bit ambitious there, trying to get past 2 or 3 Chelsea defenders.
Chelsea know they've got to stop her because she's a rocket. Say. West Ham are not out of this. Chelsea not quite at their best, but are turning through the gears now.
Shimizu on to Miss Evans. A lovely play from Sissoko. Smith loses it. Cuthbert finds Kerr. Parker concedes the corner. Another last-ditch tackle.
Again, gets across brilliantly, Lucy Parker there. Reads the trouble. Look at that. This for a touch, though, from Sam Kerr. She was stretching, so to be able to redirect it into a path was an exceptional touch. Keeps her balance. And only that excellent recovery run of Lucy Parker stops Sam Kerr from getting a second.
Comes the corner towards Bright, and it is in this time. Millie Bright with her first WSL goal in 2 years, makes it 3-1 to Chelsea.
Well, what a 2022 Millie Bright is having, and you felt that this was coming. Chelsea had started the second half as they finished the first half. Unrelenting corner after corner. This one whipped in from Svitkova, and a run is timed beautifully from Millie Bright. Gets across Lucy Parker, possibly aimed the ball for Eriksson, and that run that she made in there, but adjusts her feet brilliantly, Millie Bright. And the angle that she gets to redirect it into that far corner. Great goal.
Beautiful glancing header from Millie Bright. Beth England on for Chelsea, another substitute appearance for her. Perisset off. Lauren James and Niamh Charles ready to come on as well for Chelsea. With the 2-goal cushion there, Emma Hayes ringing the changes.
Certainly Beth England. You hear the cheer now, though, for Lauren James coming on. And also an appreciation of Frank Kirby's excellent performance this opening hour. But Lauren James coming on. Was protected last season. Kept getting niggles of injury with a transfer from Manchester United to Chelsea. Didn't play a lot, but has been hugely influential. Big bros here to support her tonight.
Both Chelsea players, the first brother and sister combo to play for club and country. I imagine the neighbourhood children did not like to play with the James siblings. Can get the ball off them, right?
But they weren't left on the fence to be picked, were they?
No.
No, it's wonderful, and I'm hoping we'll see similar stories, you know, with the prevalence of women's football, the profile of women's football growing and growing. But Lauren James, what she brings, a different type of number 9 or attacking player. She'll hold the ball up well, has that injection of speed when she needs to, phenomenal feet, absolute purest of quality from a technical perspective.
Lil from James with her first touch. One of them anyway. Cuthbert onto Beth England, getting some much needed minutes, being left out of this latest England squad.
Seems Serena Beegman has picked players who are playing. Lucy Parker in ahead of Lotta Bubben-Moy, who's predominantly started on the bench for Arsenal, centre-half.
Here's Lauren James. Shot blocked by Sissoko.
James in the senior squad as well. Everybody's seen her rise through the ranks, and not expecting big things of her, but I think excited, the anticipation of what a thoroughbred she is. Pedigree is absolutely brilliant. It's a joy to watch, such a natural adjustment of her body weight, centre of gravity. Technically so well-rounded.
This game has just got away from West Ham a little bit. Always going to be difficult against Chelsea team, even when they're not at their best.
We're discussing the amount of running work with West Ham were doing to cover the ground, to press high up, to close those gaps in midfield. That takes it out of you. Never going to be able to sustain that for 90.
Touch from England. Looks like Chelsea have gone to a back 3 now. Eriksson, Buchanan and Bright.
Emma Hayes' preferred formation, really. Likes to have her attackers 3-4-3.
England spreads it out to Charles. A bit away from Smith. Now James. Corner kick.
Season we're accustomed to see Neve Charles at full-back, weren't we? But she is a naturally attacking player. Lauren James already making those quick feet count.
Here's Fleming. Cut out by Kirsty Smith. Stringer can't keep hold of it. Chelsea now comfortable.
In this commanding position, keep running West Ham down. Try and find those spaces if it's on.
Lauren James striding forward. It's James, just over.
Saw a very, very similar strike in the last game, just left-footed, not quite on target. I thought she was going to play it through to Beth England, and that could have been such a boost for Beth England, who didn't feature in the Euros, albeit in the squad, and have that gold medal round her neck, and not in the squad for this latest England camp, because she's not getting the minutes for Chelsea. But fresh legs on for West Ham.
No changes for West Ham. Jessica Zhu coming on. Stringer Smith off. And another substitute appearance for Thea Kivag, a Norwegian 18-year-old, joined in the summer. And a couple of Chelsea subs as well, warming up, ready to come on.
Shimizu's had a really tidy technical game. Just fitted in at that right back position, knows when to attack, knows when to defend.
Another exceptionally talented Japanese international. I think she was hoping that her teammate Yui Hasegawa was going to stay here, but she made the switch to Manchester City. They came up through Japanese academy together. Here's England. Cuthbert sent forward towards Kerr. Oh, it's missed by Sissoko. Kerr with the back heel for Beth England. Clearance only as far as Wrighton. Corner kick. Gonna have to defend this one better than they did the last.
Yeah, they were just asleep on the last one when Millie Bright goes to Dane. It was two players really, Eriksson and both Millie Bright. Came across their players, lost them, and swept in at that near post. It's zonal, so they've got to have eyes on, protect that zone. Lucy Parker at the near post.
Taken short. Here's Fleming. Delivers. Handball against Sam Kerr.
Fortunate, in my opinion, there that Chelsea didn't make more of that. It was 3v2, short corner came out.
Substitution for Chelsea.
Poor ball in.
The field, number 11, Gura Wrighton.
Gura Wrighton coming off for Johanna Reeting Kannerid. Summer edition.
And also leaving the field, number 20, Sam
from Häcken in Sweden. Sam Kerr coming off. Apparently there is a hint of an offside here. Very difficult to tell who got the final touch, though it possibly was a West Ham player.
Yeah, if it hadn't been a West Ham player, then absolutely it is. And VAR would have picked it up. But from the replay we saw there, it wasn't decisive as to who played the ball towards the goal. So it stood. Sam Kerr was not hugely enamoured in being brought off.
She'll be back here at Kings Meadow over the international break. It's the venue for Australia against South Africa in a friendly. She'll be thankful, I think, of not having to get on a plane back to Australia.
Yeah, and I tell you, every English player on this pitch tonight will be desperate to be on that plane to Australia next summer. Women's World Cup in quick succession to the Euros this summer. Sam Kerr will be the star over there. Prize Matilda.
Kannerid pulled back. The tricky winger. A yellow card for a West Ham player. It is Lucy Parker. Oh, it's Jess Sue, actually, the card.
Yeah, Republic of Ireland international, Jess Sue.
Attack, attempted one by West Ham, snuffed out. England goes down, and the referee has given a goal kick. Not too many complaints from Beth England.
No, but I wouldn't take that as an indicator. She's not one to wave her arms about. It's Sissoko who ends up limping after this. It's a great ball from Jessie Fleming. It's a lovely 1-2 initially from Beth England, and there's certainly a lean towards Beth England from Sissoko, who has been booked already. She might be fortunate or grateful for Beth England not making a lot of that.
Quarter of an hour remaining. On the evidence of the last few minutes, West Ham gonna have to pull off something pretty spectacular to get back into this.
Yeah, and as a summary, albeit on 75 minutes, I think this is probably where West Ham are at. They can compete to a level, and they've got things in their armoury. Set pieces, Asay has been excellent up top. They've got a well-drilled team who all know how to work together.
This could be a chance. Straight at Anne-Katrin Berger, though. From Kivag. Berger raises her arm, knowing that that wasn't the greatest of passes out from the back. Here's Lauren James showing all her strength. Down she goes, and it is a penalty this time.
No doubt in that. Lauren James puts the absolute burners on. It's an unintentional coming together, in my opinion. But you see here, Lauren James just teased her, then gets the burners on, gets past, and she gets the wrong side of her. And just a stride, Lucy Parker, she just catches, just see there, just catches the left heel of Lauren James. And it's a penalty that she's going to take herself.
Just glides past players. Lauren James has the opportunity to notch her first goal of the season for Chelsea. And she scored twice already against West Ham while she was at Manchester United. James doesn't score. It's a good save from Arnold. Too close to her. The slack penalty from Lauren James. Still Chelsea come towards Beth England, and eventually it is cleared.
Good save from Mackenzie Arnold. Goalkeeper Union would say that, but it's true. She read it, got down. Just wasn't enough power on it, was there? With more power on that. It's hard when you open your hip up to go to the right as a right footer. Do you lose a little bit of power?
Well, she's so casual in her play, that was almost too casual a penalty.
Yeah, she's not casual in thought though, and it just looks so easy. It looks casual, it's not in any way casual. But you're right, to first time looker or to those not in the game, it might look that way. It means everything.
So there are 3 different penalty takers already this season. Kirby in the first game, Mielder in the second. But James has failed to convert. Charles, straight at Arnold.
And that's exactly, not the finishing final shot, but exactly the type of play Emma Hayes would have wanted. We see the penalty again, it's not close enough to the corner. 1, 2, 3 steps up. Not close enough to the corners to trouble Mackenzie Arnold, not enough power on it. Put that combination together. And they'll go through it tomorrow. They'll dissect it.
I'm sure in the car after they'll already have words for his little sister.
Who do you reckon's driving? But that last little passage of play as well, that build-up, that's the one-touch play in the final third that Emma Hayes will be telling him at half-time she wants to see more of. That's how you break through a stubborn back line. That's what West Ham have been most of the time tonight.
Yeah, they've all been a little bit scrappy, the Chelsea goals, if you look back. You know, Kirby's was a great finish from a... She just found the one place where the goal wasn't marked, and then pinball for Sam Kerr's goal, and then really good header for Millie Bright. But you could say from a West Ham point of view, all pretty avoidable, not really fantastic play from Chelsea.
Yeah, you're right. Third one, Chelsea took a quick corner, really. West Ham just almost stood still. Weren't at peak concentration levels, and that's what let them down on that one.
West Ham could get a little bit more attacking threat back into their play. Longhurst trying to find Shimizu. He's putting Charles under a bit of pressure. Cuthbert sends it long. Beth England on her bike. Up against Parker. Drops the shoulder. Here's Cuthbert. First touch just took it away from her. Dinked in towards England. She was being well marked there. Couldn't get enough purchase on it.
Yeah, Lucy Parker did a really good job from the first run that Beth England made down that left-hand side to this final attempt here. Leaping at the back post. It was really well to get tight to Lucy Parker.
James. To Bright. Lovely weighted ball. James with the cross, straight into the arms of Mackenzie Arnold.
Yeah, it was a really good anticipation from Mackenzie Arnold there. Just shut down that second 6-yard box.
Substitution for West Ham, leaving the field, number 26, Vivian Assayi.
Claudia Walker coming on for West Ham United.
And coming on for West Ham, number 9, Claudia
Vivian
Walker.
Assayi. Just run her socks off and probably needs to put her feet up for a little bit.
I think the latter.
Charles does well to keep hold of that. Now Eriksson. Charles gets the delivery in, just about. Gets clear from the 6-yard box.
Jessie Fleming's been excellent tonight, I thought. She's fizzed around in front of Erin Cuthbert, making those angles, always been available. That's what you need when you're in that position, Erin Cuthbert holding. She's really playing herself. She's been an ever-present for the Canadian national team and an excellent young player for them. She's not really kind of found a solid starting position for Chelsea since she's arrived.
Here is Fleming. Cuthbert on to James. Sissoko with the interception. See, Sissoko has made the run forward here. Really good play. Evans in support. Threads it through. And maybe one too many passes from Sue.
They've got to take risks now, I guess, West Ham, to try and get themselves something back in the game. Sissoko's full of the running. She's an entertaining player to watch.
That's a good ball. Here's Claudia Walker, trying to work the shooting opportunity. Closed down. A couple of sniffs there for West Ham. Lovely play for Beth England, holding it up, laying it off. Bringing it forward. Chankovic.
You know, West Ham have certainly not given in. They've continued to follow the game plan, to bring energy and discipline to the game. They've not fallen apart by any means. Paul Konchesky will be very proud of their performance. Lots and lots and lots of positives to take from this. So 10 new players in the summer. No easy job to gel them together.
Showing a lot of promise.
Chelsea have done a good job going down so early, just a couple of minutes into this game, picking themselves up. They're a quality team, that perennial winners. They know how to turn things around.
England tries to drift it towards the back post. Cuthbert. Hustling and bustling and not getting the decision she wanted, but speaking of, it's time for your Barclays WSL Player of the Match, Rachel.
Yeah, Erin Cuthbert has been outstanding. As much as she may feel her duties tonight have been not to her entire strength, she's been so disciplined playing just in front of that back four or back three that Chelsea have played. She's been that link between the back line and defence. As we've seen there, she'll put a tackle in. Gosh, at the age of 24, you feel like she's been around forever, Erin Cuthbert. Such an integral part to their team, and a flawless performance tonight from her.
And a change for West Ham, 16-year-old Kira Flannery coming on in the final few minutes here. Big West Ham United fan, Flannery, actually walked out at Upton Park as Kevin Nolan's mascot.
It's wonderful, isn't it? And all of these women out here on the pitch tonight have had the infrastructure, centres of excellence, whatever, you know, they've changed in guise and name over the years, but had that pathway to the point that's got them here today, tonight, being a professional footballer.
James, just so hard to get the ball off her without committing a foul.
She has a great ability to adjust her balance. Lauren James, even under duress.
Charles brings it away. Very crowded area, and out for a corner, which Arnold couldn't prevent.
Good little deflection, good tackle from Sissoko. Arnold really should have held that. Spills out. Chelsea have a late chance.
Here comes the corner towards Beth England. Easy take for Arnold.
Attempt at quick break for West Ham. Quite pinpoint accuracy. This is a really good chance actually for Beth England. Interesting to see West Ham went play for player on marking wise from a corner with Millie Bright and Eriksson, two danger players. It was Beth England who got ahead on it. She'll be disappointed with that.
5 added minutes.
5 minutes of time added on. It looks like Chelsea maintain that ridiculous record they have here at their home stadium. 27 games in all competitions, unbeaten.
And that's why when Emma Hayes is asked the question about playing in other stadiums, this is Chelsea's home. This is their fortress. And that's why she wants to fill Kings Meadow. She wants to keep building and rewarding the fans that have been here year after year. There's a time and a place, and absolutely some games to be played at the likes of Stamford Bridge and the respective big brother clubs.
Charles as well to keep that in. Shimizu. Fisk closed down by England.
The hunger of the subs that's come on for Chelsea is apparent. Could have looked slightly disjointed, but you know, even the new faces have got a point to prove. Sankovic, I think, has been excellent. Ritin Kanad as well, brought energy, got a point to prove. You know, they desperately want to be a part of this journey to win a 4th Women's Super League. Emma Hayes have the
Longhurst's free kick, well defended by Chelsea. Sue, Kavad, and good strength. Still going. Eventually Bright, a no-nonsense clearance.
Sorry, I was saying that Emma Hayes was sharing the vision of wanting to win the Champions League and every player coming in. But Paul Konchesky will also be selling his strategy and vision for the club. You know, what I've seen tonight, it's a really, really positive future. You can see everybody's working for each other. As I mentioned, very disciplined in what they do, very organised in what they do. That's how they've got a good spine.
Just again, like we always say with these mid-table teams, it's taking points off the big 3, the big 4. They were excellent against Manchester United in the first half and then just conceded 2 pretty sloppy goals. And so it's come to pass again this evening against Chelsea. But real positive signs for West Ham United. James glides away from another couple of challenges. Puts it through for Beth England. Interception. Hits it out for a corner kick.
It was beautiful. Weight of play from Lauren James. See her gliding inside onto her left foot and just see that little out-swinging ball into the pathway of very delicate to Bethany England.
taken short. Here is Lauren James. James into the side netting.
She certainly wanted to make an impact with a goal, isn't she, Lauren James? And perfect opportunity from the penalty spot, couldn't do that, but created her own chance this time. Jinking and weaving on that right-hand side, cutting in. Real talent to be nurtured. Been impressed with Kanisha Buchanan, albeit she's had a couple of mistakes in her, but you can see why Emma Hayes has put her straight in. She's a mature player, she's very composed, in possession, on the ball, in tight situations tonight. On occasion, she's just injected a bit of pace to get away from sometimes two West Ham players who were already sniffing around. She's a ready-made package, and she's just getting completely up to speed with the Women's Super League and the threats that each team pose.
She's being asked to play in a different system, not only in different games, but in the same games. All over then at Kingsmeadow. A really important win for Chelsea, showing great character and patience and spirit after going behind early on from a set piece. The goals from Frank Kirby, Sam Kerr and Millie Bright wrapped up a comfortable win in the end. Lauren James could have made it 4, but couldn't convert a penalty kick. So Chelsea back-to-back wins as we enter the first international break of the season. And that could prove very, very important come the end of the season. Another entertaining game here at Kingsmeadow, full time. Chelsea 3, West Ham United 1.
So a big win for Chelsea, back-to-back wins after their opening day defeat against newly promoted Liverpool. They have beaten their London rivals West Ham United, coming from a goal behind. I watched this in the company of Anita Asante and Farrah Williams. Farrah, Emma Hayes doesn't exactly look too happy there, does she? But job done from Chelsea.
Does she ever look happy?
Very true.
No, it definitely job done. I think they come out a different team in the second half, Chelsea, and once they scored from a set piece, I think it certainly changed the game. They got on top of West Ham, and I think the longer the game went on, you just see that the physicality of Chelsea really shone through.
Yeah, Chelsea are a team that are relentless. They'll keep doing the things that they're really good at consistently through all departments, and they don't allow a team like West Ham to really get a rhythm and come out the blocks. You saw them getting into low blocks, defending the 18-yard and trying to get clearances, but they created chances and they were clinical when those arose.
Yeah, plenty for us to analyse here, but this is what it does to the WSL table. Chelsea, as I said, with back-to-back victories, they move up into 4th spot. Look at that, 4 teams now on 6 points from their opening 3 games, Chelsea having played 3, a lot of other teams only having played 2. West Ham United fall to 9th, 3 points from them, 1 win from the opening 3 games of the season for new boss Paul Konchesky. So a brilliant win for West Ham there, but it didn't start that way, did it? They did have to come from behind. Overall, did they deserve it, Farrah?
I think if you go over the 90 minutes, I think Chelsea were the more dominant team. They certainly outpossessed West Ham, but I think West Ham deserved the early lead and they deserved to go into the break level with Chelsea. I think their first half performance it gives Paul Konchesky something to build on for the future games. It's tough coming here to Kingsmeadow. This ground, I don't think Chelsea lose here very often, so it's a difficult stadium to come to and play against the league champions, but I think certainly for this West Ham team, they have a lot of positives to build on after that first half performance.
Yeah, let's not forget it was 1-1 at half-time. Paul Konchesky there consoling his players, and Anita, one of the reasons he might be consoling his players is because for Chelsea's second goal that gave them the lead for the first time in the game, there was potentially a hint of offside.
Yeah, it's a difficult one for West Ham to take, really, because they did really well to get themselves in at half-time, and 1-1, and then suddenly you get a decision that goes against you. And we've had to look at this situation 3, 4, 5 times, frame by frame, and it's fine margins, but you can't allow Chelsea to get 1, 2, 3, 4 contacts in your box, because that will end up in a goal opportunity. But we thought, Farrah and I, that Magdalena Eriksson just gets that final touch inside the box that plays Sam Kerr in, and she looks slightly offside with her left foot, but you know, I can really appreciate that. That's a really tight one for the referee.
I think this is the angle, Anita, that shows best, where she looks marginally offside. You know, give or take, it could have been with VAR. They might have given it with the left leg being in advance of the defender. So again, it's margins, but we've spoken about this far too often in the WSL this season already. That it's, you know, these type of decisions without VAR are putting teams ahead like Chelsea, and then obviously they go on to dominate the game from that incident that could have been reversed.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to hear what the West Ham boss Paul Konchesky does make of that decision very shortly. As you can see, the Chelsea players still outside dissecting this one on the pitch. Paul Konchesky speaking to his players. Undoubtedly, he'll be taking the positives. But when they did go 2-1 behind, Chelsea were then on top, and then they got their third courtesy of Millie Bright.
Yeah, you know, it's another situation where you've got a big, powerful player like Millie Bright in your box, and you really got to get someone touched tight on her, make it difficult, and she just gets free. She finds herself in the near post area, and she's actually kind of stepping backwards and has to sort of glance and to make contact on that header. And, you know, these are the situations actually West Ham should be organised in. You literally prepare for the set-piece situation, so they'll be disappointed to concede a goal like that.
I think it's a delivery. I think the pace of the delivery allows for Millie, as you said there, Millie Bright, she's backpedaling away from goal, but I think the pace of the delivery allows for her to just guide the ball towards goal, and I think she's used that pace, and obviously just the touch on it then goes to the far post, but it's a fantastic finish, and the movement to the near post was really good from Chelsea.
Ultimately, in the end, it was something we said before the game, but did Chelsea's quality just tell?
Yeah, absolutely. I think West Ham, you know, they came here with a game plan. They executed it rather well in the first half, but Chelsea, you know, they have the stamina to keep on persevering and probing and asking questions of the opposition, and they did that today, you know, and the quality always rises in those instances when it really matters.
I think that was the difference between the two teams. We spoke before the game about the squad depth of Chelsea, and I think the changes that Emma made upped their intensity, or at least kept the intensity at the same level, whereas when West Ham were forced into making those changes, they couldn't keep the same intensity with their press, and Chelsea then dominated even more so.
Well, it was brilliant to have WSL action on the BBC. There's plenty more sport coming up for you as well. MOTDX returns on Thursday night, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Don't miss that. And the London Marathon is back in October this time, Sunday at 8:30 on BBC Two. So do not miss that either. And the best of luck to everyone involved. Thank you for joining us tonight on BBC Two. All of the interviews and reaction will continue on the iPlayer, so do join us there. Bye-bye.